Hey folks, welcome back to another edition of Under Further Review with me, Noel Granada. In these segments, I'll be giving you a quick look at each team going into the 2013 season. I'll be talking about last season, the offseason, my favorite picks from the draft, player positions, and can they make the playoffs. Today on my board, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from the NFC South Division. Let's quickly look at what happened last year. They went 7-9. They obviously didn't make the playoffs. Josh Freeman didn't have that great of a season. Who the heck is Doug Martin? And the offense finished ninth, with the defense finishing a very poor 29th in defense. The offseason. It wasn't a great year for the Bucs, but they did show a very promising team going into this season. There is a stat that I found that was very odd to me, which I couldn't wrap my head around through on the defense. The defense ranked number 1 against the run, giving up an average of 82.5 yards a game, while they finished dead last at 32nd against the pass, giving up a whopping 297.4 yards a game. Holy smokes. That needs to get fixed. So they lost Michael Bennett, Rondé Barber, E.J. Biggers, and Roy Miller on the defense, which will hurt a little. But, oh no. Who did they get this offseason? Oh yeah, they got Darrelle Revis, who's officially a Buccaneer and obviously the best shutdown cornerback in football right now. So, they also got a nice pickup in safety Deshaun Golston from San Francisco, who should fill in for Barber's spot. The defense, I think, just got a little better in the pass defensive department. So, check that this offseason. Then there's Josh Freeman, who's really been disappointing for the last 2 seasons. He needs to play better, a lot better, and get better fast, because this offseason is going to be it for him for his rookie contract. He's going into his rookie season contract. So, if this man doesn't rise to the occasion, I think the Bucs will let him walk in the offseason. So, let's just say he'll walk the plank. I don't know. I'm trying to put some pirate jokes in here for you. Anyways, it's a big bust or make it or break it thing for Freeman. So, my biggest question is Freeman the right guy for the Buccaneers heading into the future? Favorite picks from the draft. Tampa Bay, I thought, had a pretty decent draft, but nothing too eye-popping in my opinion. My favorite picks go to defensive tackle Keem Spence from Illinois and defensive end Steven Means from Buffalo. Spence was a need, but Spence is smart, and I love smart players. So, he looks to start right away and replace Roy Miller at the nose. So I'm eager to see how he will perform week 1. Means, on the other hand, looks like a mean pass rusher to me that could really help get some pressure on that QB. Don't expect him to start anytime soon, but he should be a nice jar on the shelf for the Bucs, so he could be very useful soon. Player positions. Quarterback. Well, when's Freeman going to get back to his 2010 rookie level season when he threw for 25 touchdowns and 6 picks? Freeman also just kind of disappeared from the spotlight 2 years ago, and he's just been very inconsistent. He just hasn't been able to pull it all together in the season, so now he has the weapons. And I'm eager to see how Freeman is going to be utilizing these guys, because if Freeman can't get it done, he will be a free man looking for a job in the offseason. So, I'm hoping Freeman can get it together this offseason. Backing him up will be Dan Orlovsky and rookie Mike Glennon. Running backs. Well, the Bucs find a really nice gem in the muscle hamster, as we know as Doug Martin. The guy exploded on the NFL scene, ending with 1,454 yards and 11 touchdowns with 49 catches. I mean, I absolutely loved watching Martin, as he just was so explosive in his power game that he runs. So he honestly just does it all. It kind of reminds me of Ray Rice, So he honestly can be expected to be dominating again this year in the run game. They did let Blunt go, LeGarrette Blunt go this offseason, and so as far as backups go, I see Brian Leonard and rookie Mike James. Eric Lord will also return for the fullback. Wide receivers. Well, the Bucks did have a top 10 passing game, and the players who were really effective here were Vincent Jackson, who fitted perfectly in Tampa Bay, racking up 72 catches for 1,384 yards and 8 touchdowns. At the number 2 spot, we have Mike Williams, who also put up decent numbers, who led the team with 9 touchdowns. Williams is also solid, so, I'm interested to see if they can find sort of a reliable slot guy this year. Kevin Ogletree and Steve Smith will battle for that position. Tight end, sort of up in the air, but I think Tom Crabtree, I think he just got hurt, could have been starting the season. I don't know what his status is. All in all, though, I think we have a pretty good group of receivers here. Offensive line. Well, the Bucks also have a pretty solid unit in these guys. I haven't really seen any concern here. And I don't see one either. And one thing I'm interested in seeing is a Pro Bowler, Davin Joseph, who's returning after missing all season last year due to injury, a knee injury, I think that is. And defense could have a tough time getting to the QB with this stout line. So a lot of good positives here. Defensive line. Well, this line is a little bit of a concern here. The fact that they lost leading sacker Michael Bennett, who left to free agency. So whoever's taking his spot, I think, is Adrian Claiborne, along with Daquan Bowers playing at the other end. Claiborne is coming off knee surgery, though, and Bowers is still improving. The ends could be very concerning and could hurt here. But the strong point of this line is the defensive tackles. So Gerald McCoy, who is a Pro Bowler, who will be helping out rookie Akeem Spence to take over Roy Miller's spot. Things could get ugly or better here, so the number 1 rush defense could be losing that spot. Linebackers. Mason Foster and Levant David are the obvious leaders in this group. They just racked up tackles and stats. Linebackers. Mason Foster and Levant David are the obvious leaders on this defense, I think. They just rack up the tackle stats and help with the killer run defense. They also added Jonathan Casillas from New Orleans as the strong side backer. They aren't too deep here, but can really be effective with the starters playing all the time, though. Secondary. The disgusting secondary helped this defense rank 32nd for a reason. They allowed over 69 completions of over 20 yards last year, along with averaging an average of 297 passing yards a game. Well, that is going to be not happening anymore due to the fact that they just added the best corner in the league with Darrelle Revis. Revis is a monster who literally can cover any number 1 wide receiver on any team. So Mark Barron will be teamed up with ex-49er Deshaun Goldson at the safeties, who should be really deadly, though, a really deadly unit this year. So the question is, who will play opposite of Revis? It's a toss-up between Eric Wright right now and Jonathan Banks. So whoever gets that spot will be supported by a much changed and improved secondary. So all I see is a lot of the less signs. Special teams. Connor Barth has been really consistent for the Bucks this year, and he's reeling in 25 consecutive kicks in a row right now. He should be fine, along with punter Chase Henry. Kick returners, I'm hearing some buzz from Michael Smith, but I don't know. Can they make the playoffs? I'm gonna have to say yes to the Bucks. Yes, I think the Buccaneers will make the playoffs this year, and here's why. First, the offense comes back with Pro Bowl guards on the line, and Joseph and Nix, who were injury-ridden last year. Not only better run blocking to help open the holes up for Martin, but better pass protecting for Freeman. So the Bucks also have the best shutdown corner in Darrelle Revis, who, if I was put on any team, any team that guy's put on, that guy's gonna improve any defense. So he literally covers 1/3 of the field, and for this struggling secondary, that's a perfect fit for this team right now. If anything, at this point, though, the season rests on the hands of one man, and I think y'all know who that is, Josh Freeman. Freeman has been in a funk for 2 seasons, and now after a stellar rookie season, He's really looking at a hot seat right now. So this is the time for him to step up, which I think he can do. I think he can help boost his confidence and be more mobile, and help his decision making. But this is it for him, I think. This really needs to be his year. So if he struggles, I think it's Tampa's best interest to just walk the other way with another investment somewhere else. So Freeman, all you have to do is just work with the weapons that you have and make the plays now. That's it. That's all you need to do. The Bucks haven't won a division or made the playoffs since 2005 when they had, what's his name? Cadillac Williams at running back and Chris Sims. I think it's time now for this team to make a stance that the Bucks are needed back at the running to make a playoff run. So this season is up to Freeman, which I think he can probably pull off this year. So, yar. And with that, my football fans, ends my segment on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the NFC South Division. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any comments below. Subscribe to my page and the box wherever it is. And the next teams I will be taking on will be the teams from the NFC West Division. Check back for more of your football updates and my opinions on what's going on in the NFL and in the season. See you later, folks.